You're inside the press box. Christian FM Sports presents Inside the Press Box, where we discuss all sports from our favorite high school team to college and pro. Here's your host, Paul Tipton and Gary Paris.
Hey, Vero Nation. First and foremost, hey, happy Thanksgiving. Gary and I here in the press box, and we're getting set for Turkey Day. And, you know, Gary, turkey always tastes a little bit better when you still got some playoff football to play. And thanks to a win last week, Vero Beach in the second round, 56-14 win over Lake Nona, and Vero Beach advances to the third round of the playoffs. Man, what a ball game.
Yeah, you know, I look at this Monday now as the start of the holiday season. Now, we've got a lot of things to be celebrating about, a lot of things that we've been blessed with, but we were blessed with a big win on Friday night.
Yep.
A big win. When you go out and you played this team last year, and we beat them 21-7, I believe, or 14.
Yeah, 21-7. Yeah.
And this year we turn around and we go 56-14, and a difference of the game, Paul. What a different team. And I had one of their families, the team member, after the game. Mm-hmm. And I said, hey, listen, travel safe and have a great Thanksgiving to them. They said, hey, man, you guys are a lot better than you were last year. You're going to give a lot of people fits. And that's what you like to hear. And we did Paul?
Yeah,
we did it. How about you had 5 possessions in the first half?
Mm-hmm.
We scored on all 5 possessions in the first half. Wow, you're 35-7 at halftime, and you're thinking, well, didn't quite see this coming.
No,
but
didn't.
And again, wow, the play of all the players, the team effort was there. It wasn't just one individual. It was several, all the team putting together.
Yeah, you know, and you and I, as the game is developing, you know, there's certain moments where you can say, wow, that's a huge pivotal moment for this ball game. But I think early on, Gary, there was a moment in this ball game that we didn't really see it as total pivotal moment, but in reflection now, it was a huge moment. And it's the second possession for Lake Nona, and they take the ball. They start from their own 20. They march down the field methodically. It was about a 13-play drive or so as they get down to our 4-yard line. Now they had 4 opportunities because they were inside the 10, so they were first and goal. They get to the 4-yard line, and it's 4th down, and they go for it, and they don't get it. Our defense comes up with a big stop. Then our offense comes out. We got to go 96 yards if we want a touchdown. And exactly, that's what we did. We went down the field, and E.J. White ends up capping that drive with a 4-yard run, and now it's 14-0. But again, it's so early in the ball game, you're not thinking, oh, man, that's a huge momentum swing, but it turned out to be.
How about Mons to White pass?
Right.
Was it
huge
50
bomb.
Some odd yards?
Yeah, it was like 55 or 56, yeah.
Yards on that drive. That was a separation right there.
Yep.
You saw the speed. You saw Mons' talent of throwing the ball. He laid that ball beautifully right into EJ's hands. And you saw the only reason he didn't get the touchdown was the safety had the angle coming across and knocked him out of bounds right there. Tripped him up right there. And they made it first and goal from there. And they went and they tried to do it, as you said, 4 times. He got stopped, and we took that back, and that's when they stopped them. When they stopped us, we turned the gas on then, and that's when you saw Mons working, and then you saw the big catch, and then just down the field. And then a little bit later, Mons got hurt, banged up shoulder, and we took him out because right then at that time, we felt like we were in charge of the game, and E.J. White comes in and does what he'd been doing all season long.
Yeah, and another young man that just had an outstanding performance, Marcus Melbourne. I mean, had 2 touchdown catches, had a punt return. It was his night. And, you know, we've talked about this all season as we've seen so many different individuals have spectacular ball games throughout the season, and that's why we have a team that works together so well. So then at some point, one guy's going to have a phenomenal night. The next week could be somebody completely different.
In the spread offense, Paul, the way things are defenses cover individuals a lot of times, and then it will put a mismatch on other individuals, and that's when you try to take advantage of that. Coach Jay looks out there, finds out what mismatch there is or what coverage they got going out there, who's going to be open. And the thing about it is both quarterbacks, whether it's Mons or if it's White, they're reading the coverage. They're doing their progression. And this offensive line gave them enough time, gave them up to 3 seconds to get rid of the ball, and they did a great job of getting rid of the ball. Mons was 3 for 3 for 98 yards, and of course the big pass was a 56-yard pass to White. But White comes in at quarterback and does what he's done all year.
Yeah,
he's 10 for 13, 3 touchdowns, no interceptions. Just another phenomenal game by E.J. White, and he was having fun as a receiver on the other end when Mons thrown to him.
Yeah, well, yeah, one catch, 59 yards. Yeah, so yeah, of course he likes when Mons is throwing the ball. But yeah, I mean, you think about like Marcus Melbourne had 4 catches for 94 yards, a couple touchdowns. Trey Woods, 3 for 17 and a score. You've got Stinson, 3 for 13. Banshoff had 1 for 5. Hillsman, 1 for 16. You know, the running game was working well. You know, Hillsman, another solid performance. I mean, they're not going to be big yardage numbers, Gary, because, I mean, like Hillsman had 7 for 36 and a score because our defense did such a phenomenal job. I mean, I was just looking at the drive chart, and 4 times in this ball game, 4 possessions for Vero Beach. How about this? +2, +9, +12, +9.
You just never see that.
Okay, now if you're, you know,
That's
just if you don't understand what I'm saying by the plus, it starts at the 50-yard line. So if it's on our side of the field when we start the possession, we would say negative. So like if we started from the 20, our 20 would be a -20. So when it's on the plus side, that means we're starting from their 2-yard line, their 9-yard line, their 12, their 9. 4 different possessions. Of course, they ended up in touchdowns, but that just speaks to how well the defense was playing. I mean, Bobby Burbig had a phenomenal night. Forced a couple of fumbles. The defense was just all over in the backfield, causing havoc for the quarterback Luke Ramsey.
It was a great effort all night long, and again, when you get back to it, you look at it. The offensive line had a fantastic game. I don't believe none of the quarterbacks got sacked.
No.
There was no interceptions.
Nope.
And it was but you want to here's the stat, Paul, that freaks you out when you stop and think about it. Just what you said about those plus yardage, +9, +2, the shortest porches you could ever have. We had 31 offensive plays. Now, 31 offensive plays. 305 yards. We averaged almost 10 yards a carry or play. So you're dominating the game.
Right.
And the thing about it is that you look at the stats and you say, well, 305 yards, y'all scored 56 points. Well, as you said, 4 of them, 4 starts, 4 possessions were inside the 20-yard line.
Inside the 12.
Inside the 12.
Inside the 12. I mean, so like I was just looking at the drive chart. Okay, so like you said, we had 4 possessions, either starting from the 12 or shorter, and it totaled up 8 plays. 8 plays for those 4 possessions. So Yeah, I mean, especially the one that, we get a big chuckle out of now is, when we see Big 55 line up in the backfield.
Oh, put them back there.
Right. So we're at the +2. They come out when you see Big 55. Of course, he gets the handoff and he bulldozes his way right into the end zone. So one play, it's a 2-yard run for Big Champ. This guy, all he does is score touchdowns.
Yeah. The funny thing about that play is he went in. He's so athletic. As he was coming across, there was this defensive back going to try to get a shot at him as he's in the end zone. He's already in the end zone. He puts his hand out and gives him a stiff arm right at him, comes running at him, and the boy goes, boom, falls backwards.
Yeah,
he pushed him. And not only did he score, he got a great stiff arm extension.
He did
on the player.
Yeah.
And that part I enjoyed more than I did watching them run.
Hey, Gary, so again, you talk about the 3 phases of the ball game, and obviously the offense has been working well, defense was working well, special teams had a good night as well. You had a punt return, you had a blocked punt in there. I mean, so and the kickoff. I can't say enough again about our 2 kickers, between Maurer and Swanson and what they've been able to do. Most of our opponents are generally starting from the 20-yard line because it's a touchback. And that's just incredible.
It was phenomenal to have that in high school. To have that in high school.
Yep.
It's good. It's great in college, but to have that in high school.
It's great.
Unbelievable. It's unheard of.
It's great. It eliminates the possibility of a return of any kind.
Absolutely.
And so that does something for your special teams right then and there, but it also, I think it kind of takes away something from the other team as well. It just, I don't want to say demoralizes them, but it certainly discourages them because they know we have no shot at trying any type of return, and as we've seen, Gary, in some other ball games, that can be crucial,
Oh, we did. You're right, 100% right. Listen, we end up winning 56-14.
Yep.
To win the second round.
Yep.
So now you're into the third round.
Well, wait a minute. You are you noticing that thing in the corner over there in the room?
I see it over there.
Yeah.
I see it.
There's that
I'm
elephant,
not looking at it.
That elephant.
It's hard not to see it, but I'm not looking at it directly in the eye. I'm not looking at it this year in the eye. I'm not going to look at him down. But here we go again. We get to that third round. It's every team's dream is to be able to get to the third round.
It is, and now we've got a familiar opponent too as well that's going to be facing us in that third round.
How about it's Dr. Phillips? But let's go back and win the playoffs. Okay, They're number 7 seed,
right?
The 7th seed. So they play Jupiter, who's number 2.
Yep.
Lost by 2 or 3 points, I think, in that game.
Jupiter, yes.
Yeah, they lost by 2 or 3 points.
Right.
And then they take on the number 3 team.
Fort Pierce Central.
Fort Pierce Central.
Fort Pierce Central had them beat for the majority of the ball game.
Yes. In the last 34 seconds of the game, or 43 seconds of the game, they found a way to lose that game. Central did.
They did, and I feel really bad for them because
too.
they had such a phenomenal season, and man, that's such a hard way to finish up your season that way. But as we've seen, Gary, for ourselves firsthand, strange things can happen in the playoffs, and things are just inexplicable. I mean, you just go, how was that even possible? It just happens.
I'll take last year.
Right.
We Trey Woods.
Yeah.
Right before he hits the goal line, a 99-yard 98-yard touchdown run to win the game.
Right.
To win it. Not just to keep to win the ball game.
Right.
And I'm in West Virginia. I'm whooping it up in this restaurant. I'm having a great time. Yeah, yes, go Indians, go. We did it. Everybody's looking around. what the heck is wrong with that guy?
Well, there's a lot, but in this particular case, it was just an excitement
of another session.
right, yeah. But yeah, no, you're right. I mean, look, you got last year Palm Beach Central were on their home turf, and they take the go ahead score there, and there's only I can't even remember how much time that was left. It was like I think around a minute, maybe something like that, and we're thinking, my goodness, what are we going to be able to do with this much time? Can we get a score? And certainly we did not see that return kickoff coming. But man, Trey Woods got a nice couple blocks and then turned on the Jets, went down the sideline, and as you said, a 98-yard return, and we win the ball game over Palm Beach Central 21-20. The other night with Fort Pierce Central playing against Dr. Phillips, they had the lead 21-6 with 4.5 minutes to go. And then Dr. Phillips. Say that
again. 21-6.
And then Dr. Phillips was able to put some scores together, and they get it down to where it is now 21-19. And they have 43 seconds to go. Fort Pierce Central takes some knees, and then Dr. Phillips uses their timeouts.
They had 3 left.
They had 3, so they use their timeouts. They force Fort Pierce Central to punt the ball away. And then on the punt, now, I don't know if it was a missed call, bad call, whatever you want to call it. It looked to me as if the returner touched the ball, and I thought it was recovered by Fort Pierce Central, but they gave it to Dr. Phillips. That's number one. Then Dr. Phillips moved down the field a little bit. They tried a field goal. It would have been around about a 30-yard field goal attempt that they missed, but a flag came in and said roughing the kicker. So they move it up 10 yards, because I guess it was basically like half the distance to the goal, I guess, at that point, Gary. And then they get another opportunity. They kick a 25-yard field goal and win the ball game. And Fort Pierce Central's season comes to an end.
And it was a fantastic year they had. Their only loss up until then was to Vero Beach.
Exactly.
And so congratulations to the Fort Pierce Central, the Cobras.
Yeah.
Mike Watkins' team. Mm-hmm. We're proud of him. He did a good job. We've known him for a long time. He's coached at our staff, was part of our staff here. And
we certainly understand heartbreak, and we feel for him.
That would have been a great game to have Vero Beach play Fort Pierce Central and Vero Beach.
Would have loved it.
Been a big crowd.
Yep.
And but it didn't happen. So now we've got a familiar foe
that is going to fight to the end, as we've seen now.
To the end.
Yeah. So it's going to be crucial for our team not only to stay focused, but stay focused throughout the ball game. And there hasn't been any signs to say otherwise. I'm not trying to suggest that we haven't done that, but certainly now that Dr. Phillips is going to keep fighting until it's zeros at the end of that fourth quarter. So you got to be ready for a dogfight.
And then look at them. They beat Jupiter by 2 points.
Yep.
They beat Central by 1 point.
Yep.
So they're fighters.
Right.
They are fighters, and they're going to fight. And it's going to be a great game. Last year it was in Orlando. It had a rainstorm go through. It was wet,
it was
nasty,
cold,
and we fell behind. But we made a run, and we had a shot at tying it.
We did. We ended up losing the ball game 21-14, and it just kind of felt, Gary, that the mistakes we made in the first half might have been just a little too much to overcome. And a lot of these guys that are on the team right now were a part of that team last year. So that's in their head. And they're thinking about that, and they're remembering, like, okay, guys, let's not do the same thing. Let's not repeat.
We're giving Lenny a lot of accolades and well-deserved. Mm-hmm. But for this offense and the play-in and everything he's done with this team. But how about Bill Motta's defense?
Incredible.
They make adjustments as fast as anybody you can imagine.
Yep.
And they at halftime, they came out, a couple weeks ago, and man, they made some adjustments that allowed us to dominate the second half of the ball game.
Yep.
Again, after Somerset scored. What was it? Was it Somerset? They got the first drive down the field.
Oh, you're talking about East Ridge.
East Ridge, excuse me. East Ridge got that drive all the way down the field. Just went boom, 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 all the way down. Mm-hmm. Bill gets his team, comes back. They took different adjustments. They see the things they were making. It's a good coach that can look and see. He's got a good staff, Bill Mata does, as assistants, and they adjusted, and they didn't put any more points on the board.
Nope. That was it. That was it.
And then last week's game.
Actually, no, I think they got one field goal.
Okay.
Right, yeah.
But the last week's game, the same thing happened too. Bill Mata's defense just played a great game.
Yeah, they did. Absolutely did. And, a lot of credit goes to them. And, of course, Coach Jankowski is the first to tell you about how much of this is a complementary sport. And, I mean, it was so evident in this ball game in the second round against Lake Nona what the defense was doing to help set up the offense with, short porch scenarios, and then the offense able to capitalize on it. The special teams units coming in and, blocking a punt return by Marcus Melbourne. I mean, it was just a complete team effort. And we're going to need that again, Gary, for this Friday night.
Absolutely. This team knows Vero, too, just as well as we know them. Mm-hmm. And I think this is a better Vero Beach team than it was last year. And I think that Vero Beach is clicking. I think they're coming together, and they play together. They play very good football, very sound football. And I'd be disappointed if we lost. I think we're going to win this game. I think we can do it. I think that Vero can play and win this game.
Agreed. All right. Well, you won't be there.
No,
you got to fly out west again.
I got to go to Provo, Utah. Now, you talk about there. I'm like, it's about a 5-hour flight to Salt Lake City. And you got to go play a team that's 10-1, and if they win, they're in the Big 12 playoff against Texas Tech, who we played 2 weeks ago.
Right.
2 weeks ago, rather.
Yeah.
And I mean, we're facing 2 of the best teams in the Big 12 to finish up our season, and we need a win to go to a bowl game. And it's supposed to be a high, no sympathy here for me. I'm not looking for any, but a high of 35 and at temperature. And when we wake up in the morning, it's supposed to be around 22, 23.
Now, wait a minute. You're going to be in the press box, man. Are you kidding me?
Yeah, but a lot of times these press boxes are open, or maybe they're not. We got one guy on the sideline. We'll feel sorry for him.
Yeah, I'm sure. Poor Scott.
Yeah.
Poor Scott. Oh, my goodness. Well, wish you the best of luck. Safe travels, my friend.
But I'll be listening.
Of course you will.
I'll be whooping it up in Provo, Utah, for you guys.
Well, as always, in the playoffs, our video broadcast will be a part of NFHS Network. If you've already signed up for it, then you'll be able to watch the game. If you haven't signed up for it, you can do so. Just go to NFHSnetwork.com. You can sign up for a subscription. I'll give you a little tip there. You're going to see 2 options on how you can subscribe. Take the one that says $14 because that's basically like a month to month, whereas the other one, it shows a little less of a price, but it's more of it's an annual price, and so they're going to want to charge you for the whole year. Just a pro tip there for you if you want to do that. But that's just part of the situation. When we get in the playoffs, the state owns the media rights, and so this is how we have to do things. But our radio broadcast obviously will be available at no charge. So you can do that by listening actually to the radio, or you can listen through our app at Christian FM. Hey, we want to wish you all a very happy Thanksgiving. Look forward to seeing you guys on Friday at the Citrus Bowl. Make sure to get your tickets. Be at the game. Let's support the boys, and let's get them through round number 3 and move on to round 4 for the state semifinals. This is going to be the region finals. Looking forward to it. Wish you the best. Good night. God bless, and go Indians.
Thanks for joining us inside the press box. For more, go to ChristianFM.com.